Everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Jordan Report, and I'm your host, Robert Jordan. Everyone, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Okay, guys, there's a lot going on in the country. A lot of action last night, particularly in California and Los Angeles. The city of Compton is in LA County. I know Compton very well. I lived in the city next to it. There's a lot of gangs there, but there's also a lot of good people that live in Compton. Homeowners, business owners, people just get up and do their work every day. But they're known for their gangs and the rap music. But anyway, 2 cops were shot there last night. This is from Information Liberation. I'm going to show you the clip. It's a very strange clip. We hope they die. Protesters gather outside the hospital treating 2 California deputies shot in ambush. Some black group showed up at the hospital. 2 Los Angeles County Sheriff deputies were shot repeatedly at point-blank range in an ambush on Saturday, and Black Power protesters responded by gathering outside the hospital where they were being treated to shout, "We hope they die," and threaten officers that you're next. The ambush took place at the metro station in Compton. Okay, here's the sheriff's tweet, and then I'm going to show you the hit. Moments ago, 2 of our sheriff deputies were shot in Compton and were transported to local hospitals. They're both still fighting for their lives, so keep them in your thoughts and prayers. We will update this thread when the information as it becomes available. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is a child, okay? This is not a person. Look how short he is. He's not even as tall as the hood as the car. So it's a very small child doing this. And you'll see as they run away that it's a child's run. I know you probably say, well, what do a child run look like? If you've ever seen a child run, you'll see a child's run, okay? Here's the hit. Look at that. I'm going to show it again. That is a child to me, in my opinion. Okay, I'm going to show you a local news clip in 1 second. I'm going to show you one more time. Okay? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a child. Okay, I'm going to show you local news. We're going to get out of here, guys.
This morning, 2 LA County Sheriff's deputies are in the hospital after they were ambushed in Compton, shot multiple times. The suspect is still on the run. Now, that shooting happened just before 7 last night outside the Blue Line station on Willowbrook Avenue. KCAL 9's Joy Benedict is live at the scene with the latest for us on the investigation. Good morning, Joy.
Good morning, Amy. Yeah, this is almost 12 hours now since the shooting took place, and there is still a very somber feel out here as the investigation does continue here on the scene. As you mentioned, we are here on the Blue Line station. We are right across the platform from where this took place on Willowbrook. There is the car still over there. You cannot see it now from this angle that we are at, but this is where investigators say those 2 deputies were shot in their vehicle. The sheriff called it an ambush. Take a look at this security video. As you can see very clearly the scene from out here. Investigators say that it shows a man approaching the vehicle from behind. He appears to act like he's going to walk past the car, but instead turns and opens fire into the passenger side, then runs back the way that he came. Numerous rounds were fired into that vehicle. 2 deputies inside were shot, but they were able to radio for help. And this is video from the scene out here all night long as numerous investigators have been out here not only looking into exactly what happened, trying to figure out who this shooter is and put these pieces together, but also to monitor the scene as they do have quite a distance of it blocked off, including here on Willowbrook as well as over to Alameda. And also, although the Blue Line is still running this morning, it is not stopping here at this platform for obvious reasons. Of course, the other active area is the hospital. Both deputies were rushed to St. Francis Hospital by their comrades last night right after the shooting, and many members of law enforcement flocked to the hospital to show their support. In a news conference last night, Sheriff Villanueva called the shooting a cowardly act as he provided a little bit more information about those 2 deputies who are injured.
One is a 31-year-old mother of a 6-year-old boy. Her husband is here with them. The other one is a 24-year-old, and parents are here, girlfriend is here. They're both out of class 437, so they just graduated, and in fact I swore them into office just 14 months ago. These are real people doing a tough job, and it just shows just the dangers of this job in the blink of an eye.
And that's certainly just a very sad situation for so many out here as they're trying to figure out exactly, if anything, what would have prompted this shooting. But right now, as the sheriff says, he's just calling it an ambush. And that's, of course, what it looks like there on the security video. But out here live, it's not clear exactly how long this scene is going to remain active. We are entering hour 12 at this point, so you can imagine they may be wrapping up here in the next couple of hours, but you can expect this area to be closed for some time. As for the condition of those two deputies, we're told both of them underwent surgery last night and remain in critical condition this morning. However, we are expecting to get an update on that condition in the next couple of hours after they make rounds there at the hospital. So we'll bring you the latest as soon as we have it, Amy. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Joy, thank you. Well, as we just heard from the sheriff, the wounded deputies were members of Deputy Academy Class 437. Now, this photo shows that class. Again, we know that one of the wounded deputies is a 31-year-old wife and mother of a 6-year-old boy, and the other wounded deputy is a 24-year-old man, but we do not yet know which two deputies in this photo are the two that were shot. LA Police Chief Michael Moore tweeted about the shooting last night, writing, "I recognize and acknowledge we live in troubled times, but we must, as a community, work through our differences while loudly and resoundly condemning violence. Blessed are the peacemakers." And as we told you earlier, the wounded deputies are being treated at St. Francis Medical Center in Linwood, and a small group of protesters gathered outside the hospital late last night. They blocked the entrance to the emergency room. Deputies confronted them, asked them to leave. Deputies in riot gear were called in case the protests got out of control, but it did not. At least 2 people were arrested, however, including a KPCC LAS reporter. Deputies say she did not have proper credentials. A few hours later, Josie Wong was released from custody. Her supervisor tweeted photos of scrapes to her right foot and elbow, injuries she says she sustained during her arrest.
All right, guys. These cities are in a lot of trouble. And so if I were in LA, I'd be trying to get out of there as fast as possible.